So, Tim, it stays a 5-point game early here in quarter four.
And I do think it's the right decision, even though it's very early fourth quarter, to try to make it a 3-point game. It's a play action, and they're trying to get the ball to Jake Brenningstool on a bit of a tight end hide kind of throwback play. But Kentucky was ready for it. Brenningstool was covered, and then ultimately Klubnik's got to escape. So C9 Brenningstool's come from the offense's right. He gets covered up, and so Klubnik escapes to his right, and everyone's covered up. Nowhere really for him to go with the football, and that's a nice job defensively after giving up the score by Kentucky.
Once he looked left and saw Brenningstool covered, it then becomes playground football going right?
Yeah, I mean, pretty much, because when he looked to his right, I think he felt some pressure and escaped. And then now you're exactly right. It is backyard football at that point. But good coverage out of the secondary from Kentucky.
Don't forget Capital One Bowl Mania. And you see Clemson entering the fourth quarter. They're 4-42 when trailing by double digits. Their last comeback win, oh my goodness, the 2017 national title. That was in Tampa, Florida. Deshaun Watson to Hunter Renfrow for the ring that night. Don't forget the Capital One Bowl Mania continues tomorrow with 2 terrific games. In fact, it's a full day when you think about the Capital One Orange Bowl tomorrow at 4. Georgia and Florida State. And then the special edition of Monday Night Football, Lions and Cowboys. And then the college football playoff semifinals, Rose Bowl game presented by Prudential. Kicks off the coverage with the bluest of the blue bloods, Tim. Alabama and Michigan in Pasadena.
You got that right.
Off the 25, Jefferson the toss, and he got shoved out of bounds. Woodaz, the linebacker, closing. So Kentucky's second offensive possession. Now remember, Brown ran the opening kick of the half back 100 yards to make it an 11-point game. Then the Cats went 8 plays and punted. But Tim, those are their first rushing yards of the second half. They only had 2 first downs in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, it's the special teams play that's been the difference, obviously, in this football game. And you said it earlier about the job that Clemson has done on Ray Davis. And so now Jefferson getting a try at it in the backfield.
Yep. Single back is Jefferson. That's Brown in motion. You see the 2 tights to the near side. Leary on a play fake. Loads and throws for Brown, and it is incomplete. Shelton Lewis in coverage. So now 3rd and 8 for the Wildcats.
It was a hard play action shot to Barry and Brown, and Brown had off coverage. And because of it, I think he kind of slows down and gives up on his route. It's actually a pretty good job of Shelton Lewis to play over the top, not grab, because I think had he grabbed, he probably would have gotten thrown or called for pass interference.
Kentucky 3 for 8 on 3rd down. Jefferson stays in the ball game with Leary. Tigers coming with pressure. Leary up in the pocket, double clutches and sacked, and the ball's out. And Clemson says they have it. Xavier Thomas knocked it loose. And Justin Maskell recovered it.
Wes, you called it in the last drive. This defensive front for Clemson has been all over the run game. And this time they get after Devin Leary. And I think Leary, with as much football as he's played, he's got to protect the ball right now. Understanding that you're in pressure, under pressure. It's the guy you don't see coming from behind him. This ball gets punched out, and then he gets hit hard after Xavier Thomas punches it out by Wade Woodaz.
The 143rd takeaway of Clemson since 2018. That's number 1 in FBS. And you see the 24 tied for the lead in the ACC. So here are the Tigers in plus territory off the game's first turnover at the Wildcat 25, and Klubnik wants to throw, hit as he does, and it's intercepted. Lovett in the end zone. 3rd interception in the last 3 for Jordan Lovett. And Klubnik hurt. Corner, Ray Davis up the far side, out of bounds, I believe, before he reached the first down mark, and does.
A lot going on that last interception. Basically what's going to happen is they're going to run a vertical to pull the safety out of the middle of the field to get Jake Brenningstool up the seam. He's going to be wide open. The problem for Clemson is that Alex Safari Jr. is going to come on a pressure, and Banks Pope sets inside, and he just gets beat. Because he gets beat, Klubnik is hit. Ball gets tipped, intercepted, and make matters worse, Klubnik limped off the field.
And Tyler Tannenbaum telling us he's in the medical tent. We'll get more as it's warranted here. But second down, and Davis trying to get some footing in the run game. Kobe McLeod, the tackle. It'll be close to a first down, Taylor.
Yeah, after that shot, guys, Cade Klubnik was limping pretty heavily to the bench. He sat there, looked at the tablet with the coaching staff to review what just happened, and then he went straight into the injury tent. A guy who we've talked about all day is so even-keeled typically. You could see the emotion. He was pretty angry and frustrated. He has since come out of the tent. He is now back on the bench, and I see him right now standing up, waving his hands, trying to get the crowd going, guys.
Well, in order to find out if he takes the next snap, Tigers have to get a stop on Devin Leary in the Wildcat offense. 3rd and 3. And Leary to throw, pumps it, steps up, and will get the first down. Davis and then Carter finally makes the play at the 32 on Devin Leary.
And Devin Leary, if he throws this football when he initially tries to, it's probably going to end up getting intercepted, because of the way that looked like Mickens was driving on the route. He's able to hold on almost like Ben Roethlisberger, that pump fake and not get rid of the football and then scramble for the first down, which he does not do often.
You see Demi Sumo Karngbai, a former NC State teammate with Devin Leary, checking into the ball game now. And he is in the backfield with Davis. Or instead of Davis, I should say. And it is Davis taking the snap. And Ray Davis sprints 8 yards to the 40 for a first down. So direct snap. Peyton Page, the tackle for the Tigers. And if Ray Davis has to have it on the direct snap, so be it for Liam Cohen.
Yeah, and I think Liam Cohen probably getting to something, to give you a better number count advantage in the run game by putting Devin Leary out on the perimeter as a wide receiver and 2 backs in the backfield, a threat to run the ball.
So now Leary's back. And they drag the tight end Caddis, great name for a Kentucky player, as the fullback. Going to hand it to Davis. Woodaz has got him and takes him down. I don't know where today's going to end, but we have seen some emerging 2024 talent on both squads today.
Well, and we were told, by Dabo Swinney that, look, next year's team is here. Here's Wade Woodaz. Look at him just knife inside, make the play behind the line of scrimmage. He was somebody for sure that Dabo had kind of pointed out as somebody that's going to get an opportunity with Jeremiah Trotter, not playing today.
Sophomore from Tampa, Jesuit, makes the play. Now 3rd down, 4 for the Wildcats. Coming up on 10 to play in the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. Leary to throw, batted in the air, intercepted Carter.
This is an incredible play by Barrett Carter. Not only does he come up with the interception, Wes, he's the defender that bats the football. So he bats it up in the air, turns around, locates it, and then dives to make the grab. We talked about him at the start of this game. See him, he's coming on the blitz, gets his hands up, and then turns around to locate the football to make the interception. Clemson knows it's a big deal that he's playing in this game and returning, and plays like that are why.
Here is Klubnik back at the quarterback spot. Shipley's the running back with him. Game's 3rd straight turnover. Klubnik to his left. He will throw it out of bounds. He got hit as he cut it loose, and a flag has been thrown on the play. J.Q. Hardaway, the corner, came firing in and put Klubnik on the ground.
There is no foul on the play. The quarterback legally grounded the ball outside of the tackle box. Second down.
Interesting that a potential intentional grounding throw, the flag was thrown from in front of the Kentucky bench and the ball was thrown over the Clemson bench.
You're saying that you could not find a further spot to throw that flag from? Is that what you're
just offering an observation at this point by this Pac-12 on this Pac-12 crew?
It's maybe why it got picked up after the discussion from guys closer to the area.
Yeah. Nice game administration by referee John Love. Here's Klubnik, quick throw on the second down play, near sideline, and look here, that is Tyler Brown. How about the true freshman from Greenville? Been very quiet today. Tyler Brown's first catch, Tim, first down.
And been quiet today, but, you know, they knew he'd play some this year. They didn't know he'd become their best playmaker in the passing game, which is what happened on the season. And getting him the ball now, kind of in crunch time, I think makes a lot of sense for Garrett Riley.
12-yard throw, ball at the 25. Clock winding with 9:25 to play in the TaxSlayer Gator Bowl. Shipley back to Brown, trying to get to the far side. He's at the 20. Brown looking for another block inside the 10. It'll be first and goal, Clemson. So the rookie from Greenville, who has 4 touchdown catches on the year, that time rides a Klubnik block to the first and goal.
And I think that's what I mean about Garrett Riley. Get your best playmakers of football. They get it to Brown on a reverse, and it is Cade Klubnik, who does a good job of just shielding the defender, Rayner, who's trying to run down the reverse, and Clemson back in business inside the 10.
Yep, first and goal for Dabo Swinney's team. Shipley, the running back. Klubnik, the play fake. Now throws, looking Brenningstool, who went out of the back of the end zone. Boy, Klubnik got bounced around when he cut it loose again. That was Josiah Hayes, who knocked the Tiger quarterback to the turf on a ball that was headed on the back line for Brenningstool.
And Brenningstool at 6'6", he's that red zone target, and I think Klubnik has him right away. Play action, boom, ball up in the air, face mask or higher, back end line, and you probably have a touchdown.
It'll be second and goal at the 7. You see the 3 receivers spread out. Here's Klubnik, gonna keep it, and he will work his way for a yard, and then he got taken back by J.J. Weaver. The Clemson crowd across the way wanted a flag, didn't get it. Weaver again makes a play for the Wildcat defense.
Yeah, Weaver, you called it, Wes. He's been all over the place, and again trying to, help yourself in the number count. Use a quarterback run, and thought initially it maybe looked like a face mask, but it was the chest kind of jersey area of Klubnik that Weaver got a hand of. Tigers are 4 of 12 on third down. Tim, you still want to stick with Brenningstool here? Listen, I think he's the guy just because of his size and catch radius in this area of the field.
That's Maffa flexing here to the near side. Klubnik up in the pocket, wants to throw, ball fumble. Klubnik falls on it though. It'll stay in Clemson's possession, but the loss is back to the 11. Oxendine banged it out of the hands of the Tiger quarterback.
Yeah, and Clemson really fortunate here. When you climb through traffic as a quarterback, got to really be strong with the football. And Oxendine, even with Klubnik having 2 hands on the football, be able to get it out. And how about Deion Walker shoves Klubnik like right back onto the football.
Yep. 28-yard try here for Whites. Put the game's first points on the board from 39. Kick is away and good. 28-yard field goal by Whites after the second Wildcat turnover. You see where we stand, heading to the final 7 in Jacksonville. He's knocked it loose and Carter falls on it. In the last 10 plays, Kentucky has turned it over 3 times.
And Wes, Avion Terrell does a good job of just extending it out a little bit, forcing it outside, and then it's Khalil Barnes who gets the football out. And I said to you during the break, it just feels like it's going to be a struggle for Kentucky to get a first down right now. Like the momentum switch that has happened just feels so significant with the way that Clemson's been flying around defensively. How about Barrett Carter in the plays that he's made on consecutive drives?
Barrett Carter has an interception and a fumble recovery. And now here is Phil Maffa riding a block, and Clemson leads.
I mean, what a sequence we have just seen by Clemson. Obviously, the defensive plays to get the football back really in striking distance with where they've happened, and then Phil Maffa able to waltz into the end zone with great blocking up front, and once again, Clemson up 4 will go for 2.
Phil Maffa's 3rd touchdown run of the day, 2nd in the 4th quarter. That's Brenningstool in motion toward the formation. Klubnik throws, caught. Tyler Brown reaches across for the 2 points. Wow. What a sequence of about the last 3 minutes and change here. And Barrett Carter's been at the center of it. A fumble recovery of the strip by Barnes. And then 1 play later, Maffa, 29 yards for the touchdown. Has taken a 21-10 deficit, Tim. And here it is. You see the 1st and 2nd quarters.
Wow.
And now look. There's the kick, and Sumar Karnbai was the closest guy there. Now they're going to call that out of bounds. But Clemson's forced 3 turnovers by Kentucky.
Well, just great effort to Devin Leary when he was in the pocket. And then an outstanding play by Barrett Carter. Same thing by Khalil Barnes before Carter could get the recovery. And Wes Goodwin, defensive coordinator for Clemson, has good reason to be fired up.
I thought did they not throw the flag?
So they did throw the flag and
picked it up.
Maybe a discussion about if it in fact crossed the goal line in the air before it went out of bounds.
So, ball's at the 25.
Which, listen, is significant because
10 yards.
Yeah.
Ball at the 25 for Leary and the Wildcats. 65 yards of offense in the 2nd half. There's a throw off the hands of Robinson. And lurking behind was Avion Terrell for Clemson. But Tim, to your point, Liam Cohen mixes the plan of attack with a throw there on 1st down.
Yeah, and I think that it's just been a struggle recently for on these drives for Kentucky offensively, and the run game has not gotten going. I don't know if you need to get to a gadget play, maybe get some of that Wildcat back in with Ray Davis back in the backfield, just something to make sure you pick up this first down.
5 wide. Quick throw. Catch made. That's Dane Key, who had a big sequence of plays in the 1st half and a Kentucky 1st down to the 40-yard line.
And sometimes it's just about getting that first down. It's a good job here by Leary out of empty, shooting the ball outside the Key. Good catch and run opportunity.
3 catches, 78 yards for Dane Key. Play fake by Leary. He wants to cut it loose. He's going to send it deep and wide open. Brown will score again. Varion Brown puts the Wildcats in front from 60 yards.
And I think it's just a bust in coverage off of the play action. Varion Brown's the inside receiver, and he's running to the post, and they just completely turn him loose. He's the inside receiver running to the post. Off of the play action, you see the safety, Mickens rotating up to the top. So somebody's got to be running with Brown man-to-man. They turn him free, and that is Kentucky's most explosive player.
And a touchdown. How about that? Now Will Shipley trying to get Clemson now trailing 1 after the Brown catch. And here goes Shipley around the far side. Shipley across the 50, down the far sideline and shoved out of bounds near the 35 of Kentucky by Hardaway. And Will Shipley came within an eyelash and took a spill as he got rolled out of bounds into the Tiger bench, and the athletic training staff down to have a look. How about that? It's the longest kick return of the year for Shipley, who had a 34-yarder to start the game. That is 60, unofficially to the 37.
A great return. It looked like at the end of the run, he kind of does this somersault as he gets pushed out of bounds. And kind of after the somersault, it's on his way up. Foot kind of jams into the ground, and then you can see him quickly grab for that left leg.
And the junior from Weddington, North Carolina, which is a terrific high school program east of Charlotte, is still down. Shipley made his 28th start in his 36th game today. And he is up, but clearly not able to continue in the ball game at this juncture. He and Phil Maffa came into today. It's the 5th time in Dabo Sweeney's 15 full seasons, Tim, that they've had multiple rushers of 750 or more through a regular season.
You know, both Maffa and Shipley, good friends, unselfish players.
Yeah.
We kind of pointed out that and lead block for each other, and I think it's a healthy running back room that Clemson has had all season long, and a great return to jumpstart this offense in a 1-point game by Shipley, and now Maffa's going to get the chance in the backfield.
You see both schools, all 3 timeouts for the final 6:02, and here's Klubnik. Soft roll, throws it back across, and Stellato took a shot, and he is down on the play after the hit by Childress, the transfer from Texas State. Troy Stellato took a big lick from Zion Childress.
A huge lick on an over route, and it looks like Childress does not go high. Now, it's happening fast. Hard to tell if he does a good enough job of getting his head out of the way.
Stellato was one of those guys who's had his season kind of interrupted with an injury. You mentioned his health earlier, Tim. They're glad to have him back in the lineup, and that's a big lick there. So now 2nd and 10. Maffa stays in the pistol with Klubnik. They'll give it to the big back. And Phil Maffa digs for a couple of yards. Peeling in off the edge was Hardaway, the corner, to kind of reinforce the play of Weaver and other Wildcats at that side. That's not good for Will Shipley.
We could even see some frustration. I think he knows something not great has happened, especially with the way he's going off. And you hate to see it at any time. Certainly at the end of a season is even tougher.
Yep. Ball at the 35 of the Wildcats. Klubnik wants to throw. Now up in the pocket. He will get back to the line of scrimmage. Ripka does a terrific job of fighting off Blake Miller and then reaching out to trap Klubnik.
And I think you're kind of in no man's land here, Wes, because you see you try and climb in the pocket. Ripka gets to him, and now an interesting decision here. I thought maybe it would be
they're going to kick the field goal.
Yeah, I thought it would maybe be a spot where you would go for it because of how long of a field goal try this will be.
Longest of the year for Whites is 50 yards in Columbia in the final game of the regular season. This is right. It's a pretty short runway for the kick, too. 52 for Jonathan Whites to put Clemson in front. Kick is away, and it's got to hurry. And it hit the crossbar and goes.
He kicked a 39-yarder earlier, Wes, with not a ton of room to spare going the other direction. And I don't know if there is another inch left in that kick for it to be good. Said it earlier, the kicking game's been a bit of an adventure this season for Dabo Swinney. And the decision to kick the 52-yarder pays off. Wow.
52-yard field goal, longest for Whites. It's a TaxSlayer Gator Bowl record. And Clemson's got the lead again. Boy, what a fourth quarter we're staring at. My heavens. Tigers in front by 2. Some bounces are better than others, right?
Oftentimes you don't see it bounce that direction.
And now all of a sudden here is Gunn to kick it away. And Barryon Brown and Sumo Kongbai are changing sides of the field, and a kick that will go 7 yards deep will not be returned. Kentucky will start from its 25. Don't forget, Matt Berry just told you, more Capital One Bowl Mania continues. Off to Memphis. The Tigers and the Cyclones of Iowa State. John Schriffen, Rocky Boyman, Dawn Davenport standing by. And then tonight, Dave Pasch, Dusty Dvorak, Tom Luginbill for number 9 Missouri, number 7 Ohio State. And you'll get a look at Cody Schrader of the Tigers. And, of course, Ryan Day's 7th-ranked Ohio State Buckeyes. SEC and Big Ten hooking up there like they will in the Rose Bowl. Here is Leary on first down off the 25. Wide open is Jordan Dingle, the tight end. Down the far sideline. Dingle trying to make a move. He'll cut it back. Does he hit the pylon? He's out of bounds at the 3. Shelton Lewis shoves Jordan Dingle out of bounds.
Well, 2 backs in the backfield, hard play action. They're hitting a double post combination. It's covered up fairly well, but Dingle just kind of leaks out into the flat. Leary's able to find him, and then it's an excellent job by Barryon Brown of blocking down the field, which nearly allowed Dingle to get into the end zone.
72 yards, longest catch, needless to say, of Jordan Dingle's career out of Bowling Green. And Ray Davis, the running back, Kentucky on the doorstep of regaining the lead. And here is Davis. And Kentucky thinks he's got a touchdown. He's measured to the 1. Devin Leary's got his 11th 300-yard passing day now in his pocket.
Yeah, and I would say Ray Davis is calling for the same play to be called. You just look at the time. We're sitting at 3 minutes now. And obviously, a field goal will win the game. But with Clemson having